Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Late Winner Show. Today, we're talking all about Real Madrid. Yes, my second favorite club, and I'm very excited to talk about them in this special podcast. I have with me 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗬𝗓𝗏𝗏, to discuss about the Real Madrid year that has been the season that has been so far, and it's been really special. I think based on the transfers that Real Madrid had in the start of the summer, definitely things were looking very very bleak. We all expected. I mean, my early predictions were Real Madrid finishing somewhere between third and fourth, and that's what I had hoped. But I think given the start that they have had, sorry, given the season that they've had so far, I think it's been exceptional, and I think we can clearly say that they are now title favorites and maybe Champions League favorites. But we'll get in that in a bit. But how are you doing, T Ramback?
Yeah, it's Trambek. Yeah.
Tramback. Okay.
And I'm doing good. Yeah. And I'm doing good. I'm well and just enjoying the league because we are now at the top. And second is Sevilla, which is not much of a problem. And forget about Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. So doing good. And how are you? I've been doing.
I'm I'm good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and I'm glad for you to. Yeah, I told you this offline, but you're the second sole Real Madrid supporter who I'm able to get on the channel. So I'm really happy about this. But yeah, I'm doing well. Definitely can't complain. But do you mind, just before we proceed? Do you mind introducing a little bit about yourself and about your channel and what you do?
Yeah. So hello, guys. I'm Trambek and I am a Real Madrid writer. And I also write for a few SB Nation sites. You may have seen me of Twitter. It's at the rate RMA_TRAM, and you can find my stuff all there. I also work for a podcast, and they are a blog come podcast, and I do some podcasts for them as well. It's 𝗕𝗲𝗓𝗏 podcast at the rate 𝗦𝗛𝗡𝗎𝗐𝗎𝑠𝑝odcast. So it's 𝗕𝗲𝗓𝗏 podcast, and I also write some articles for them. Yeah, if you wish, you can see my articles there. And sometimes, and I think you are a Manchester United fan, and so you would love to read my articles in the SB Nation blog, the Busby Babe. SB Nation has a
Yes,
Manchester United blog, the
for sure.
Busby Babe, and sometimes my
Yes.
articles pop up there.
Yeah.
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 So
I
that's
I
all
will
about
definitely
me.
check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely check this out after this.
Okay.
Um, but thank you again. And before we do proceed, also make sure that you subscribe to my channel as well, The Late Winner Show.
Yeah, I've
Also
already
give us a follow
subscribed
on
it a year
Instagram.
back.
Yes, yes. But also give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter as well. But let's get definitely let's get started with the podcast. Real Madrid definitely, as I said, did not have a really good opening to the season. They won their first they won their first game, I think, by 2 goals to nil against Alaves. But obviously things started to look a little bit bleak after that. With the results drying up, we can definitely say that Varane and Ramos, who were at the helm, who were at the club, for a long, long time, both of them going definitely presented some kind of discrepancies within the squad. But Alaba who's come in, he's taken this role of a, I would say, godfather. He's been like, I've been here for almost 20 years, I know what to do. Don't stress. I'm going to make sure that we still win the La Liga. We'll win everything, whatever we were winning in the past decade. So don't worry about that. Benzema has been in sublime form this entire year. I think he scored 36 goals in this calendar year, which has been the most, which is surprising, but it has been the most since he ever scored. His partnership with Vinny Jr., amazing. I blasted Vinny Jr. for the longest time last season with his finishing. He's come up so good this season. I think he's been delivering so many wonderful goals, so many wonderful runs, so many wonderful assists to Benzema as well. And that partnership, as I mentioned, has been sublime for Real Madrid. Surely this cannot keep on going on. Because if you talk about the underlying statistics of Real Madrid, they've been they've actually been overperforming that. So that, and I'll sorry, and I'll present the stats in a bit. But what do you think, 𝗕𝗃𝗃? What has changed, in the middle of the season, and what are your season's expectations, and how has the season been for you overall?
Look, before the start of the season, and we didn't change mid season. We changed from earlier season because there was, you already know that there was the change of the manager and Ancelotti came in, and so came the goals because under Zidane we struggled to find the goals because last season you may have seen again teams like Alaves we lost like our defense fell apart, and
Mhm.
we struggled in every match to score the goals best because it was just only one thing we just knew about that, it was just cross and then hit the ball. Also we have Benzema, it's a good tactic, but still it was the only tactic that we used to rely on to score the goals. But this season Ancelotti came in and he just rejuvenated Vinicius, to be honest. Yeah, and what a player he is. To be honest, I didn't expect him to come up this big this season. And for this season, during the start of the season, my expectations were Atletico Madrid were the title favorites because they won last
For
season
sure,
by
yes.
some seriously good defending. There was some serious good defending, and I thought that Simeone's leadership would take them again for the second consecutive title, but they just fell out this season. They fell out during the middle part of the season because at the start of the season they started very well. But I think, but I'm happy they fell out because they are our direct rivals. So I will be always happy if they fall out of the title challenge. Forget about Barcelona. I didn't expect them much during the start of the season because Messi left, and
Hmm.
you don't expect much from them. Also, I am saying this because I'm a diehard Madrid fan, so I'll be critical towards Barcelona.
Yeah.
And I think it's our title. It's Real Madrid's title for lose, and we are definitely the title favorites now. And it's just Happy New Year, and still, I think that we are the title favorites because we got a large gap up at the top. We got at 46 points and Sevilla at 38. And you don't expect Sevilla to come up that big and cross us because Sevilla is not that kind of team with such a squad depth. Yes, they have good players. They have Rakitic, they have Jesus Navas. But still, I don't think they will be coming up that big to overtake us and take the title. But
Yeah.
let's see.
You know,
And another thing you came up the Champions League because we are not the Champions League favorites. Please, we are not. Don't jinx it. Just we are not the Champions League favorites. We are doing in the league. It's okay, but we are not the Champions League favorites because we have many things ahead of us. I think we are just going to lose against PSG because I don't expect this team to cruise Modric midfield because PSG. I'm not telling that PSG has a far better midfield, but PSG has a more lively midfield. They have a more young and lively midfield, and so I think they are going to outrun us. But let's see. You never know. We are Real Madrid. We believe in miracles to happen. Yeah.
I'm not going to, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and preview the PSG Madrid game right now. I think there's still at least a month and a half to go for that. But I truly believe, Madrid is not losing against PSG. Definitely, it's not going to happen. Madrid's going to win against PSG. But I just wanted to bring up some numbers for for the attacking side for Madrid. The immediate standout from attacking metrics in the table, which you're seeing on the screen, is how Real Madrid have overperformed their XG. It's by a big zero 0.4 per game. Before, even you look back at the game against Cadiz, who they drew against 0-0. This was even higher at 0.6. But it still remains far superior to any other team in La Liga. It's also joint fifth highest over performance of any side in the top five European leagues. you know Obviously it's not very difficult to explain, because the both Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr have been in spectacular form pretty much all season. They've been delivering wonderful goals and assists for each other, throughout the campaign. They've been converting very, very difficult chances on a regular basis. Madrid's 2.11 non-penalty goals scored per game and 16.8 shots per 90 minutes is also way ahead of their rivals. That's the one of the things that they've been really good at. And one thing and I'll look and I'll present the defensive numbers for Madrid as well this in this campaign where uh, yeah, and the first surprise, from their defensive metrics is how far down the table Real Madrid are. They're 11th for non-penalty goals. They should have considered so far this season with 1.09, something very very rare in potential champions. This can be partly explained by injuries that led to serious defensive issues, in the season's early months, when Ancelotti was actually changing a lot of tactics, as we already mentioned. They were basically becoming a team who used to just sit deeper, and they just used to tight up considerably with so that the other teams can attack, and they will probably hit them on the counter. But they've been able to have clean sheets in four of their last five La Liga games. So this is something that truly blows my mind, that how much Madrid is actually overperforming their statistics. So that's one of the things that I want to talk about, like why, how is this happening, like, and do you think really can this keep on going like until the like after the new year? Because we've already seen a couple of seasons that when these teams come back from their potential winter break, things definitely change. Atletico Madrid were almost 12 or 13 points with at least two games in hand last season. They came back after the winter and they just blew everything within 2 months. They lost to Chelsea in the round of 16, so everything can change, right? But do you think that would change, or do you think that Madrid are still very very potent in attack, and this will keep on continuing for the rest of the season?
Look, I think each and every Madridista is quite surprised because of our defensive record this season. Because at the start of the season, as you said, that Varane and Ramos left us, and left us mean I think we left them. I don't think they left
Yeah.
us, and Varane actually left us, but Sergio Ramos wanted to stay, but he told that there was an expiry date in his contract, and it was like any medicine that it was having any expiry date. And so leaving that all things, because that the past is the past. And I have some
Hmm.
impressive defensive record from Real Madrid. And as you may have seen, in December, in the month of December, we just considered only one goal, and that was against the previous game, not the previous, the
Bilbao.
previous game against Athletic Club. Yeah, in December we had games I didn't expect, and first of all, I didn't expect us in December to win each and every game. I thought we are going to lose two and
Yeah.
we are going to blow up the title, because I thought we are going to lose against Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club, to be honest. Yeah, on 2nd of December we had the game against Athletic Club, and we won 1-0, which was quite lucky. We were quite lucky. Against Real Sociedad we won 2-0. Against Inter we won 2, and these things are just quite unexpected, because you don't expect this defense, that Alaba Militao defense, and Carvajal is injured. Let's forget about him. Then Lucas Vasquez is playing, who does all, he sometimes plays good, sometimes plays shit. And and Mendy, yeah, and only the positive part now is Forlan Mendy, and Mendy sometimes he's the Mbappe of the left back, to be honest. And
Yeah.
many people refer him to that way, and he just bad. And I think it is good for Mendy, because the tactic is good. Sometimes you may have seen against Inter. Actually, I have seen quite a lot of times that when the defense, the left part of the defense of the opponent defense breaks up, Mendy just makes a run for it. That he just barges onto the defense, and at the end something comes up. At least he scores,
Yes.
or he doesn't score actually. He just passes the ball, and there's some kinds of turmoil in the defense, and ultimately Benzema scores the goal. And so I don't care who scores the goal, as soon as I care
As long
about
as
the win. Yeah, as long as we have the win. But
exactly.
it's quite surprising that we have this. Saw the stats, and I'm really appreciated that you brought all the stats up, and so to make a clear picture of what we are doing this season. And it's quite unexpected that we are doing this good, and let it be. We are not going to jinx it much, because after that, the in winter break we may be conceding 5 goals, and so let's not
Yeah,
jinx it. We
it
are
might
doing
just be.
okay.
Yeah, it might
Yeah.
just be. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, to be very honest, I won't say here that Madrid is going to keep on continuing with this. I think there will be some kind of a dip, But the good thing is that we still have at least 8 point gap between the first and the second place. So we still have some buffer, period where we can maybe fuck this up and still be able to clinch the title, which I think everyone wants right now, because nobody expected, at least the Madrid fans, nobody expected them to be potential champions come the end of the season. Let's talk a little bit about Courtois as well, because I think he needs to really be mentioned here. How he's been really impressive. I think the outstanding, I think he's been one of the most outstanding players for Real Madrid. Big factor that why I consider this is because when he started the season, you didn't have Ramos, you didn't have Varane, you didn't have Mendy, and it's kind of it's a very daunting ask, when you don't have the two most experienced defenders anymore. How do you actually do in that? Because I've seen, like, a lot of goalkeepers don't take up that challenge and start, they don't take up that challenge anymore. And you can definitely look at, the best example is Atletico Madrid. I think Jan Oblak's form has dipped so badly because of the so many injuries that they've had in the defensive lineup. That's one of the reasons that they're conceding so many goals. They're a very good defensive side, but Jan Oblak's form is one of the reasons that they're languishing, almost fifth or sixth in the table, 17 points behind, Real Madrid. I read, I heard, this statement from Carlo Ancelotti. He said, "I know we have to improve our defense, but I'm not worried. We have Courtois, who is the best goalkeeper in the world. He's doing extraordinary things. I've had Iker Casillas, Gianluigi Buffon, Peter Cech, Manuel Neuer, and he's among the best of that group." You know, that's a very good thing. As a manager, when you back up your goalkeeper with that amount of trust that he's the best with, and you've already seen
Yeah, he's
the
doing so
mentioned.
much for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid was the one in 2014 who took the Champions League medal from him.
Exactly.
That's quite ironic.
Exactly. And I'll just throw these some of the numbers as well over here. Courtois has saved 64 of the 82 shots faced. Success rate of 78% in 22 games this season, with 9 clean sheets. Even as his teams are having issues defending. In La Liga, he has made 2.6 saves per game, more than Oblak, who has 1.3, and Ter Stegen, who has 1.7. This is a measure of how he's being kept busier, but also of how both his main rivals in La Liga's top goalkeepers have had their problems with form this season. Numbers in the Champions League also are very, very similar. Has had made 22 saves in 6 games, with only two goalkeepers who've called into action more frequently than him. One was Simon Mignolet from Club Brugge, and Georgios Athanasiadis from Sheriff Tiraspol. Uh, the big difference over
Yeah,
here is obviously
that
he's
guy is some serious talent. Yeah, I saw him
exactly.
against Real Madrid, and I don't know him because we don't know these teams, and it's quite a big thing that these
It's
teams
it's
are
only,
coming
yeah,
up
and
and
it's
these
only through,
goalkeepers are making an exposure.
yeah, yeah, and it's only through these competitions that you get to know about these teams and their players. I one of the players that I
Yeah,
liked was Cristiano, not Ronaldo, but Cristiano
yeah,
from Sheriff, he's a really good. I think he's a really good player who can
yeah.
definitely do some good things. But as I was saying, what do you think? Like, even I think Ancelotti, when he came, he's done some things, like he's brought his experience. He know how the club is run, because he's already managed. He was the person who got that La Decima for Real Madrid. He knows what to do within the team. He's done. And even if you look back at his career at Everton, there were certain signings, there were certain things that he did where you would think that he could have done. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison are the players right now because of certain backing up from Ancelotti, right? I don't think they were like really good players, to be very honest, but now they are, right? What do you think, like, about Courtois' season? How has he developed into this beast of a goalkeeper? And can he, keep on doing this for Belgium and for Real Madrid?
Yeah, I think every Madridista owes its every win to Thibaut Courtois. because that guy is certainly a beast in front of goal. And as you said, that the stats speaks for themselves. And look, for I think that we should keep Ter Stegen out of the debate for now, because he's just been not his usual
Shit.
form this season. Even Jan Black,
Yeah.
I admire Jan Black a lot, because that is the only Atletico Madrid player I admire because of his goalkeeping abilities and everything, and what he does for the team, and he's quite a good guy on the pitch as well. But forget about Ter Stegen. Yeah, Barca fans just overrate him and called him a wall, and I don't think he's any kind of a wall,
I mean,
because he
he's a good
yeah.
goalkeeper. Let's not
I
just
think that
berate him. Just
sometimes that Barca defense is annoying to watch, because even if I don't support Barca, I am a rival and I should be quite happy about this. But when I watch Barca games and how the defense breaks up, and it annoys you quite a lot, it makes you a Barca fan by itself. That what is this team doing there? A person is just running with the ball, and the defense just barges on in front of the pitch, and what they are doing, there's no communication among the defense,
mm.
which is one of the reason. And at the end, Gerard Piqué only comes to do a slight tackle, which also becomes a penalty. So yeah, so
I
it's
think
like
that I
quite a
think Ter
circus
Stegen said,
going on the Camp Nou.
yeah, Ter Stegen said that after Barcelona lost to Bayern Munich 3-0 in the first group game. Like he told that in the interview, I
Yeah.
think, hey PK, you don't need to slide for everything.
Yeah, and it annoys himself, because at the end of the day, the clean sheet goes on the record for the goalkeeper, and does not goes on for the
Mm.
record of the defense. And it, because the defense can sometimes, PK can score a goal sometimes and he can have all the name, but the clean sheet goes on the personal record for the goalkeeper. And when, and sometimes it annoyed quite a me quite wait 1 minute, I just picking up the stats. During the October and November months, you may have seen that Real Madrid were just conceding one goal at the end of the game, because we were scoring two,
Yes.
and we scored two goals a lot of a lot of times this season. And at the end, we used to get scored by the opponent team, like you may have seen against Barcelona, because the Sergio Aguero goal shouldn't have come, because at the end of the day, you are just only 1 second or well, not 1 second, 10 seconds left, and the defense have to do that thing, and it
Yeah.
the win has come. It's true, the win has come, but Courtois deserves the clean sheet at that game. So you have to give Courtois the credit, but it is what it is. And I think goalkeepers are happy with what their team does, and they are not always personal, because it's a team that plays, not the goalkeeper. And but it still annoys the fans. And what you were saying that about Courtois' form this season, yeah, Courtois has come up big, and you don't expect, and you may have seen during the set pieces that when the team heads in the goal with so much power, you may have seen that game in Rayo Vallecano or Granada, where the team where Rafa Mir plays. I think it was Rayo
Yes.
Vallecano, or I just
Rafa Mir
forgot.
plays in
Yeah, I just totally
Sevilla.
forgot
Sevilla.
about that.
He plays in
Oh, okay,
Sevilla.
Sevilla. Yeah, Sevilla. Correct. Yeah, the goal we considered first against Sevilla, I think it was in the month of November, or last 27 November, I think. Yeah, 2nd December. No, it was 29 November. Yeah. So just mix up the
Yeah.
dates. Yeah. Yeah, the Rafamir goal, it was just like he scored during the first 10 minutes, and the defense absolutely broke up, and Eder Militao's fault it was. But he redeemed himself after, during the equalizer. You may have seen the long range effort. He just threw the ball in front of the goal, and Bono, the Sevilla goalkeeper, couldn't save it, and it just and Benzema took good of the rebound. And but
Exactly.
still,
I
and
think
there
is
were many instances from that match that
yeah. I
Sevilla
think that
were
that's
Sevilla
only
players.
that's only one of the.
Yeah,
Good. Sorry. No, that's what I
yeah,
was
no,
just
no,
saying.
no,
That
speak.
was only that was only one of the instances that you just pointed out. How Courtois has
Yeah,
actually been delivering so many special saves. For Real Madrid, because
yeah, and
you can
also
you
I would
can
like
you
to
can
point
basically
another
look at.
point here. Yeah, during the end of the Athletic Club game, we considered against Athletic Club, and you may have seen how we considered the goal. It just came off the rebound and came off the post and went in. And after the in the post-match press conference, the Atletico Madrid coach, not Atletico Madrid, the Athletic Club coach, I just mix them up, yeah, because they're quite same. He just told that that is the only way you can score against this goalkeeper. Against Courtois, you can score against that only way. You just have to put the ball in the post and just pray to God that it goes in. It's just a 50-50 chance. And he's in just sensational form, but I don't think it will continue like this way because he's got COVID and he is not going to play 2 matches. And one thing about Real Madrid is now that we are in a good league position. We are in a good place in the Champions League. Well, not in a good place. It's the round of 16. So, but it's quite late. But the COVID cases are just eating us up. You may have seen that Vinicius got COVID, Courtois got COVID, and you don't expect Lunin because last time against Alcoyano in the Copa del Rey, we started Lunin. Zidane started Lunin, and he just he's not that kind of matured, and he's a good goalkeeper. He won, I think, the under 21 Golden Glove during the under 21 World Cup in Ukraine, for Ukraine, and but I don't expect that guy to come up big like Courtois because Alcoyano is, yes, it's a weaker team that Real Madrid. We don't even know the name, but against the weaker teams we lose. You may have seen
Yeah.
against
Yes.
Espanyol, against
I mean,
Levante, because there's the stat came up against the Real Madrid was the only team in was the team with the most least defeats in 2021 in
yes.
Europe's top 5 leagues. And the teams we lost against was Espanyol and Levante. We played Atletico Madrid 3 times,
And
Barcelona
there was
four
one of
times.
the
We didn't lose against them.
and there was yeah, and there was one team I think at the beginning of the 2021 where we lost in the third round of the Copa del Rey. I don't remember the team name, but there was it,
No, we didn't even progress in the Copa del Rey. We didn't even
yeah, that's
progress.
what,
We
so,
just lost in the
yeah,
first.
we
Yeah, it was
lost.
against Alcoyano.
Yeah, Alcoyano. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, okay. So that was the team. Yeah, exactly. So
Okay,
so
we are
so
playing
yeah,
against
you're right.
Alcoyano
You're
again. So they are a nightmare.
yeah. I mean, but I don't think like yeah, again. I think we will definitely come up good this time. Much better than what we experienced last time.
Let's
But
hope.
just to just have a final question for you about Eden Hazard. He's I think his career
Oh my God.
is over. For if I can safely say, I think his career is definitely over. You look at Hazard's career at Real Madrid, he has missed all of the Clásicos. When you get a high profile player in Real Madrid, you need him to play in the Clásicos. That is exactly why you get him. When you remember, if you rewind back, 7-8 years when Neymar came to Barcelona, the only reason Gareth Bale was signed by Real Madrid was because they signed Neymar, so they had to have a high profile signing. And when you don't have your most expensive signing not playing in any of the Clásicos for the last 3 seasons, it's a joke, right? Since joining, and again, I looked up some of the stats, so I'll present some more stats for Hazard. Since joining Madrid in the summer of 2019,
Oh,
he's
there are
played
stats for
54
Hazard. Oh
games.
wow. I haven't seen him play, and
He's
there are stats for Hazard.
exactly so only playing games, playing stats. Since joining Madrid in summer of 2019, he's played 54 games, a total of 2,856 minutes. Over that time, Madrid have played 119 games, 10,770 minutes, once you include 2 matches that went in extra time. So he's basically played 26.5% of his total minutes possible. He has completed 90 minutes only 5 times. Man, that is a disgrace. If you get such a high profile player to Madrid and he not even
He's
playing.
Cristiano's replacement. Oh, better watch your mouth because he's Cristiano's replacement. He was the substitute for Cristiano Ronaldo. You should give him the same respect as
Definitely.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
I cannot. I
It's no
cannot.
matter what games
That's
he
the that's
play.
the main
Yeah.
thing. But I cannot. Yeah, I think
Man, that
I
guy
have
annoys me a lot.
I have the utmost respect for Ronaldo, and he's now playing at my favorite club, which is Man United. So I definitely cannot compare him to Ronaldo. But
Yeah,
what do you think has gone
I
wrong?
appreciate that he's playing there because there were rumors that he was going to Man City, and I couldn't bear that because Man City is a team that I just can't stand. And 10 years back,
I
10 or
I
12 years back, I
I
was I was the same
I love you. I
same
love
guy.
you, brother. I
He
love
still
you.
have a yeah. 10 or 12 years back, I was not a Madrid fan. I because
Mhm.
Cristiano used to play, and everyone in my street, because of Cristiano, used to support Manchester United. So I was tempted into being Manchester United supporter. But I didn't change like when Cristiano came to Real Madrid. But I changed after like 1 or 2 years because I didn't like that team, to be honest. Because I liked Real Madrid. I won't say that I didn't like Manchester United. But I liked Real Madrid more because the
Okay.
matches were quite intense and they were always better than Manchester
Mhm.
United.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
still,
but
I
what do
have
you
a
think
lot
has
of respect.
but
I
what do you think
still watch each and every Manchester United game.
yeah. But what do you think has gone wrong for Hazard since joining? I think he came 7 kgs overweight in the first training session. What do you think has gone wrong for him? And can he actually,
Look,
make anything
when
out of his
someone
remaining of
I
his career?
get all these questions, yeah, I get sometimes I get all these questions from my articles, from my in my podcast, that what has
Mhm.
gone wrong for Hazard, and I just have only one answer: that has he played any game? You okay? What's going wrong for Danny Carvajal? Okay, we can say that there is something wrong with Danny Carvajal because he's a legend of the club. He used to play each and every game, but suddenly he has got a problem, a injury. He has become injury prone, and that
Yeah.
is something has gone wrong for him. But for what has got wrong for Hazard? He was a Chelsea player. I don't care about that. He was playing for another club and what his stats for other clubs are. And I'm not a Chelsea supporter, so I don't care about what he has done for Chelsea. But when you are playing for my club, I have the same expectation, and I don't. Again, I'm saying that I don't give a shit about your stats in Chelsea. You
Mhm.
have come to this club as with lot of expectations, with the same amount of expectations as Cristiano had done before, and he has set the standards there. Of course, we know that he is not going to hit the standard set by Cristiano, but you have to do something. At least Vinicius is doing has come up big. Vinicius is quite matured than Hazard. Hazard had just come
Yeah.
here to like go to the Burger King and eat the burgers and get fat. And yeah, and he's not that professional because in Chelsea, I think the management is quite different than that of Real Madrid. Real Madrid is more professional, and they are like during the training sessions, you may have seen in Chelsea they used to worship him as a god, because he has done things for Chelsea. I'm not going to just overlook
Yeah.
it. He has done
For sure.
several things for Chelsea. Although he didn't win a Champions League, but he has done many things. He has contributed enormously for the club. But when
Yes.
you are in Real Madrid, you have to come up big. And so the thing is, what has been wrong for Hazard is, of course, his injuries. The injuries have been cruel on him, and he was like, when he came to Real Madrid, he just got an injury. I think Thomas Munier, that guy, oh man, I just hate that guy, Thomas Munier. He just did a tackle and he was for like 1.5 year, and that just
What?
and
Yeah.
when a professional player is out for 1.5 year not playing, and I don't think he does all that exercise stuff which Cristiano does. Like, he's just always on the gym,
Yeah.
and I don't think Eden Hazard does all that stuff. And so that affected him a lot, and that is the case, I think. And also there were some dietary problems with him. When he came to Real Madrid, he was overweight. Even Ferenc Puskas, when he came to Real Madrid at the age of 30, he was overweight. But the dedication and the commitment and determination took him to a greater state. But everyone is not like that. Everyone is not Puskas, and we have to
I-
have what it is. But yeah, you go on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
I'm finished.
pointed out the right words actually, because I when I looked at him, when I saw him come from Lille to Chelsea, it never it you know he didn't light up the Premier League in the first season itself. It took him a couple of seasons, and he obviously performed under different managers at Chelsea as well. Uh, but over here, I've just not seen anything from him. Like, as I said, like, he's played 5 times,
He
90
didn't
minutes.
even play. I
That
didn't
is
even see him play. And you are talking about performances.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So it's very hard to actually judge him at the moment. But what I'm seeing right now is basically his dedication is not there to perform. I really think, and we all know, like, there are going to be potential new signings coming up in the next summer. Names are obviously linked up. We all know PSG's Mbappe is probably most probably going to come to Real Madrid. Haaland is one of the names touted to come in to come into Madrid as well. There is no way that Madrid will keep on with Hazard, right? I think he will one of and there has been potential rumors that he might go back to Chelsea, or he might go over to the next cash club rich team, which is a club which is Newcastle United. It might just be the case that he just goes there now for money, and it doesn't matter to him if he plays or not. If he plays for 5 times 90 minutes for the next 3 years, it doesn't matter to him as long as he's making money. I think that's what everyone wants right now. So I really cannot judge him to the point where you say that he didn't have dedication. He's not played anymore. Like you just pointed out, like he's not played enough to actually judge him in the correct way. But I really think his career is definitely, I think,
And
is over. I think.
I don't think any club's manager would play him now. Even I'm not talking about Real Madrid. Even if he does go to any smaller club, say any small French club, just say about Marseille or like
uh,
Nantes or Lille, talk about Lille. I don't think he's going to get much play time because he has lost that level of dedication, and that level of dedication
exactly.
he has again lost. He has just lost 100% of it after Vinicius is performing at his highest level. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think Real
I
Madrid
think.
is going to stick up with him, Reason Hazard anymore. They are going to,
Yeah.
if he's already on the market. I think four players are already on the market. Marcelo, Isco, Eden Hazard, and another one. I forgot the name. I don't remember it. That
Okay.
he's going to leave, and for Isco there are offers. Real Sociedad has offered his previous club, but for Eden Hazard there
Yeah.
are currently no offers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it will be
It's
quite
it's
tough
hard to
to
see.
get
That's the
rid
thing,
of him.
because when you don't see a player playing at the highest level, you don't really want to pay the fee or get him, because his wages will be high, definitely. So either he himself says, comes out publicly and tells that, I'm ready to accept a very low wage offer in order to prolong my career, in order to showcase that I can still perform. But I don't think that's going to be the case right now. I think he is probably in his twilight of his career. It's sad to see that a player of his caliber I never got to see, in Madrid, because he could have actually lit up the, as you said, he was the replacement for Ronaldo, but he could have definitely lit up La Liga. I really thought he would have scored some spectacular goals. What we saw him, in Chelsea should. But that's all from our side. Trambak, I think lovely to have you on the show. Many more episodes. Maybe I can get you on for another episode before our crunch tie against PSG.
Yeah,
Definitely.
sure.
Uh, yeah. And
Yeah,
any
sure.
parting thoughts?
No, Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid, yeah, definitely. But please do make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Late Winner Show. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And also, I'll leave all Rambak's links in the description below, so that you can go and visit his channels, go read his articles, go listen to his podcast, all his amazing content that he's also producing on his end for Real Madrid team. Definitely. So thank you, Trambak, for again coming onto the show, and I'll see you very, very soon.
Okay, bye.